Everyone, and welcome back. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today we are back with the product reviews, and this is the new Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Naturally Luminous Longwear Foundation. I've been really excited to try this. I do like the Pro Filter. It is slightly too matte for me, but I still do wear it all the time. But I did hear they were coming out with a more luminous foundation and I'm really excited to try it today. I've not used it yet. I'm going to use it for the first time today. I'm going to do a wear test as well, see how it applies, first impressions, and I'll also show you what it looks like in natural lighting as well, because I have a lot of lights on me at the moment. So this is what it looks like. I love the packaging of all Fenty Beauty products, and I've also said this before because I have reviewed a few Fenty Beauty products now, that so far everything that I've tried from Fenty, I've not been disappointed in anything so far. So the lowdown says longwear, medium coverage with a natural looking luminous finish, hydrates, brightens and improves skin tone instantly over time, it delivers luminosity without looking greasy, immediately reduces the appearance of surface oil and shine, waterproof and resists creasing, fading, sweat, humidity and transfer, lightweight buildable formula that delivers a smooth and comfortable second skin feel. Colour true pigments designed to resist oxidization all day in 50 shades and for all skin types. So it sounds absolutely amazing. So as it says, there are 50 shades in this, which is amazing, and the swatches on here will definitely help you find like what shade you are, and it is £34 as well. And yeah, it sounds amazing. It sounds, even though it is a little bit more like on the luminous side, it's still suited for all skin types. So even if you are a little bit oily, it does say that it does help reduce the appearance of surface oil and shine. So I think this is going to be a great like all-rounder for everybody. It does say to shake well on the back, and I know the Pro Filter you have to shake well as well, so we'll give it a good shake. I have also the foundation brush, so I'm gonna do one side with the brush and one side with the sponge maybe. I have been enjoying, I've always been like a sponge girl when it comes to applying my base products, but I have been enjoying both, like using a brush first and then a sponge after. So I'll use a sponge on one side and sponge on one side and then brush on the other. I'm going to apply a tiny bit of moisturiser. This is just the Primark, what's it called? The Vitamin Enriched Moisturising Primer. So we'll pop a little bit of this on. I have like cleansed and moisturised this morning, but hay fever always dries my skin out even more, which is so annoying. I'm not going to do any primers or anything else, just because I want to get a good feeling of the foundation itself. So I'll just let that soak in for a second and we'll swatch it. Again, this is 225. Swatch it on my hand. There you go. I actually think this will be quite a nice, yeah, I think that'll be quite a good shade for me. It feels very lightweight. You can see in the light it does look nice and luminous, but it doesn't feel thick, it feels very lightweight, which I love. Okay, so I'm going to start on one side with the brush. I've just got one pump on a little palette there, so let's see what one pump will give us. I actually really like this shade as well, it's really nice. It's a very good match, which is perfect. When I'm using a brush, I tend to kind of sweep all across my skin rather than really buffing it in, because sometimes that aggravates my skin a little bit. So if I just do small strokes, I also find that I don't get a lot of stroke marks. I find it blends it in quite easily and a little bit nicer than just buffing it all over. So that looks very nice and very luminous. Okay, so that is just half a pump. I've still got half left on my palette, and that gives such a gorgeous finish. It's so nice and glowy, but again, it's not too like overpowering. This to me is quite a sheer layer. This would be like my everyday like if I was just going to work and just wanted like kind of even my skin tone out and things like that. It looks very natural and like naturally glowy, which is really pretty. I hope it's picking up in the camera. You can see how, because I do have a little bit of redness here, that's just kind of evened everything out. That is beautiful. Okay, let's do a sponge. So a little bit with the sponge. I think because this does give such a skin-like finish, I'm going to prefer it buffed in with a brush more than a sponge. And to be fair, at the moment, I don't know why I'm preferring a brush over a sponge for application. Sometimes, well, most of the time, I'll do a layer with my brush first and then build up with a sponge a little bit. Just look how glowy that is. I actually like how it applies with both, to be honest. I would personally do like this one sheer layer with brush, and that is really convenient and easy for like every day. Just literally buff it all over and you're done. And then to build it up, I would use a sponge. Okay, so first layer, sheer layer, absolutely stunning, very glowy, still letting my skin show through, which is nice. This would be perfect for every day. And I also think this would be matched really nice with the Wear Even concealer from Fenty as well, because again, that's got a very like brightening and natural finish to it. They would be a perfect like everyday combo. Okay, I absolutely love that. Let's build it up a little bit. I'm just going to use one more pump. I'm going to use my sponge just to add more coverage. I personally feel I can get more coverage with a sponge. I think when I'm applying a little bit more product, it's easier to blend with a sponge, so you don't get too many brush marks. So this would be like my perfect medium coverage. To be fair, it's building up more than I was expecting, to be honest. I thought it was going to be really, really sheer, but that first layer is really pretty, and then if you do want that extra coverage, this builds it up really, really nice. Absolutely love. First impressions. Again, I always say this, but I've never been unhappy with a Fenty product. I'm going to use a tiny bit of concealer and we'll see how things blend over the top of it. This is just the Too Faced, is it Born This Way? Try and cover up my puffy eyes because of my hay fever. And then a tiny bit of contour. This is the Primark one. And I'll just see how this blends into it. I'm just patting it in at first. Don't want to move everything around too much. And that just blended straight in, which is amazing. Absolutely loving the finish. It's giving flawless but natural at the same time. Okay, so that is the whole finish without being set. I think it looks absolutely stunning. It's more buildable than I was expecting. It just is so like flawless and brightening, but without looking like too heavy and cakey. So I'm going to set it, but I want to try and keep as much glowiness as possible, and I want to try and see how long this actually wears like on its own. So I'm going to take a little bit of my Laura Mercier powder, because this is the one that like I always go to. I'm only going to use a really small amount in areas which I tend to get like a little bit shiny throughout the day. I want to keep the glow in the right places, so I want to keep it like here but not like down the centre. So I'm going to set my under eye, of course, and then just a little bit down my nose. See, we're keeping this area nice and glowy. I'm not using a lot of powder, but just enough to kind of take the shine away. And then just the centre of my forehead, but I want to keep like the rest of the perimeter nice and glowy. And we'll see if it gets any shinier throughout the day, or if it keeps like the natural glowy look to it. And then just to finish, I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer just to finish it off, and this will kind of take some of the tackiness away of like the outer perimeter. So I don't want to do setting powder and then bronzer over the top, because I want to try and keep as much luminosity as possible. So just tapping a little bit of this on. Okay, then for blush, I'm going to use one from the Bronze All Over collection. This is the Hot Cheeks, and it's in the shade Baked Peach. These are absolutely stunning. So this is what it looks like. It's so stunning, and it is like very highlighted as well. So pop a little bit of this on, which will hopefully add to our glow as well. I was going to do more like a full face of Fenty, but I wanted the focus mainly be on foundation today, so because I have been really excited to try it. So maybe I will in the next few weeks do like a full face of Fenty. And then I'm just going to do a really quick lip. This is Leon lip liner from NYX. And then I also have the Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow, which is number 1. I've got so many Fenty lip products now and I just absolutely love them. Okay, so that is my very, very finished look. My first impressions, absolutely love. I knew that I would because it is more glowy. Obviously, I'm going to prefer this now over the Pro Filter because that one is a little bit more matte. This one is 100% better for me than that one. For every day, I would apply this just with a brush and you get that really nice sheer layer, and again it would be paired amazingly with the Wear Even concealer. It would look beautiful together. That would be my everyday perfect combo. And then just to add a little bit more coverage, a sponge is going to be great, just so you don't get all those like brush streak marks. This brush was the 145. I do also have this one for foundation, which is a little bit more rounded. This feels a lot more dense than this one. This feels nice and soft, and it does have that like pointy edge to it. I don't know what this one is called because it doesn't have, oh it does, 115. This one was the 145 and I prefer this one for buffing it in. It just feels a little bit more softer and a little bit more precise with the pointy edge. I would say it's definitely buildable, but I do like how you can have both. So you could have this as your everyday foundation and your special occasion foundation, because I always have like my sheer ones for every day and then I have like my more full coverage ones for when I go out, but this would be like an all-rounder, which is amazing. And for me, that's built up to a pretty full coverage. It's definitely medium buildable, but I do like how you can wear it really natural as well. Even though we have built it up to a good medium to full, it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel cakey, it blended really easy as well. It felt really lightweight, which is amazing, and I just love like the natural glow to it. So I will be interested to see if it gets any shinier throughout the day, or if it mattens down any more than this throughout the day, which I don't think it will. It doesn't really feel like too tacky or anything. But yeah, I hope it doesn't move around because it looks absolutely stunning. But the only way we can really give our final impressions is to do the wear test. So that's what we're going to do. But first impressions, I absolutely love it. I personally prefer more luminous, glowy anyway. I love that it feels lightweight, still natural, but we've been able to build it up, and I absolutely love the finish. It hasn't settled anywhere and it hasn't exaggerated any pores. It hasn't clung to any areas. It just looks really nice and flawless. So I'm going to wear it as long as I can. I will also leave a clip, which I'll film now after this video, of me in natural lighting, so you can kind of get a full view of my skin, because you can't always see properly when I'm in front of my lights. So I will insert a clip of what it looks like in natural daylighting, and I'll leave as long as I can this on for the day. It is quite hot as well, so we'll see if it moves around, if it settles or anything, but hopefully it stays like this, fingers crossed. So yeah, I will leave it on as long as I can, and I'll be back very soon with my final thoughts. Bye. Hey everyone, I am back and I've had my foundation on and all the rest of my makeup on for I think nearly 7 hours now, and it's lasted really well. I'm filming this in front of just natural daylight so you can see like how well it's worn throughout the day. I've been really impressed with it. It doesn't feel tacky at all really. I have got a little bit of tackiness maybe on my chin, which is quite normal for me. I always get a little bit shiny here and around my nose as well, but here hasn't become shiny at all, but it's kept that really nice like glow. To be honest, this may be one of the nicer foundations and base products that I've tried for quite a while now. This is like my kind of perfect foundation in a bottle. It's luminous, it's natural but buildable as well. I can use it for daytime, I can use it for nights out, and it's still like really comfortable, and it has lasted really well. I do think you could get away with this as well if you are a bit more oily, because it does have like that natural glowy finish to it. If you are a bit more of like an oily skin type, but you do like still a bit of luminosity, I think if you just set maybe a bit stronger down your T-zone, you'll be absolutely fine with this. It's really easy to blend, looks beautiful on the skin. Again, you can wear it mushier, you can build it up as well. It's got a beautiful natural glow to it, which isn't like overbearing or too tacky, sticky. Doesn't feel cakey whatsoever, and it's lasted amazing as well. So I'm definitely going to be using this a lot, especially over the summertime as well. And yeah, I will keep you updated. I'll definitely use this in quite a few new tutorials as well. Completes today's first impressions wear test review of the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit foundation. I really hope you did enjoy it. Let me know if you've tried it as well down in the comments. Please give it a big thumbs up if you have, and don't forget to subscribe as well. And I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!